What's up YouTube, it's Cozmoe back with another tutorial. Today we're going to be looking at my song Brand New Day, which was my first song ever. Let's take a little listen to that. Tip number one is to reveal an expanded chord progression. What I mean here is that in the beginning of my song, my chord progression is only 4 bars long. Let's hear that. So I'm doing my most common trick here with the chord, just dyads. This is root and third. But I'm muting the 5th and flipping the 3rd up an octave. You could also call this a 10th. I do this all the time. It's the most emotional chord voicing in my opinion. Notice you can see I played this in because this note is actually lower in velocity than that note. So either try to play this stuff in, or if you pencil it in, maybe take the time to change the velocities a little bit to make it sound a little more real. The timing, yeah, you can see this timing is not perfect here. So I've got my 4-bar chord progression, but then for the second half of the track, I reveal that there's actually 4 more bars to the chord progression. Let's hear that. So there's an extra 4 bars here, as well as adding more chords, also doing some more duplication of the notes. So here we have the root, here's another root, and here's the 3rd, and another 3rd. So you can basically see I'm playing in octaves, so my left hand and my right hand are just both hitting octaves there. Still just root and 3rd, but octaved out and spread across 4 octaves. Tip number 2 is to put a guitar amp on your vocal chops. Let's hear this sound without the Foreman filter or the guitar amp. Manipulator here is going to add some formant shaping. Then I'm going to hit it with guitar rig. That's really the key to making this vocal chop sound unique. Tip number 3, make your own custom organ sounds in the simpler or the sampler. Let's see what I have going on here. First off, notice I'm not being that consistent with my voicings. Notice this moment I've got 2 notes right next to each other. This chord I have less notes going on. But about the sampler, why don't I make this from scratch? So I could right click, I could reveal this sample in the Finder. I could bring that into a fresh MIDI track. Let's hear what the sound is. The sound is just a pluck sound, but my goal is not to use the plucky part of it. So I'm going to put this MIDI data on here. I need to loop it, bring this loop in, bring the start time up probably, the length down, the crossfade up to 100%. Notice the pitch is going to change here. Maybe bring the loop length down a little bit too. So basically you're playing with those controls until you get the sound you want. Obviously you're going to need to tune it to the key of your track. Here you can also see I've filtered the sound here. What's cool about this is that you're playing the sample faster with higher pitches, and that's why you see some of these chords are kind of moving faster. Make sure to play around with the sustain mode. Sometimes I go to the back and forth mode, but in this case it sounds better as is. Tip 4 is to do some ostinatos with your guitar, especially if you're new to guitar and you're not the best player, but you have a guitar. Check out these really simple parts I'm doing. So here's one where I'm hitting a harmonic. Just on 2 and 4. That's going to be in the background of the intro. And then if you listen to my drop, I've actually got this other one here with me kind of just doing a wiki, really muted. But then I've got guitar rig on there, so it's kind of turning it, brightening it up like a percussion part. It's really tucked in there, but that can really breathe a lot of life into your track. Tip number 5 is to add little quick chants or grunts into your drop. Make them so fast that people might not even notice. What am I talking about here? Let's listen to some of these sounds. Here's another one. There's one on the downbeat. So you hear more of this in trap music, but I found if you just tuck them in there, it can really add to the groove of your track without people really noticing them too much. All right, that's it for today. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to hit subscribe. Check out the link to the song in the description if you'd like. Follow me on Instagram if you want more frequent tutorials. Peace out, y'all.